Madera on the beat.
I see mommy in Kechi, a rapper don't tell she the new for grave where my uche day, Papa Emeka. Don't blind from growing, Peking don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today now dust we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know, babe.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, don't let my blood turn to oil. Little other they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows I be this woe. I beg, my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
I see mommy in Kechi, a rapper don't tell she the new for grave where my uche day, Papa Emeka. Don't blind from growing, Peking don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today now dust we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know, babe.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, don't let my blood turn to oil. Little other they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows I be this woe. I beg, my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try, yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
Oh, make we try, yo.
Back up joints with the trembling. Oh, hey. If we no join now, our children go so.
This is my wicked word. This is my confusion word. Listen to Pali Brand. Pali Brand. I will tell you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. The driver they go. The driver they go. Opposite Udi. But the right hand the side. Along Gusukudu Road. I see people run, I see people run, Then I ask the driver waiting they happen. The driver waiting they happen. The driver tell the body boy, see no day for talk. See no day for talk. It better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. The driver waiting, waiting. The driver waiting. This is my wicked word. This is my confusion word. Listen to Palibran. Palibran. I'm really telling you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. The driver they go. The driver they go. Opposite Udi. But the lucky hand the side. Along Gusukudu road. I see people run, run. I see people run, run.
Pray the prayer of David. from the book of Psalm, chapter 7. And I will pray in English because a lot of people are listening all over the world. I mean, a lot. Millions are listening all over the world. And I want them to follow our proceedings this very evening. Very, very critical, very, very important that we do so. O Lord, my God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, we take refuge in you. Save and deliver us from all that pursue us. Because if you look away from us, they will tear us apart like a lion and rip us to pieces with no one to rescue us. Because the world is against Biafra for no reason. We are hated, we are despised for no discernible reason. Only thee, O Lord God Almighty in heaven, is our Savior, not man. You must come to our rescue. Because you are our Lord and you are our God. If we have done this, if I have done anything, if there is guilt on my hands, if I have repaid anybody, be it friend or an adversary, with evil or without cause, have done wrong to any man or woman, then let the Fulani Janjaweed pursue and overtake me. Let them trample down my life to the ground and make me sleep in the dust. Arise, O Elohim, Adonai El Shaddai, in your anger, rise up against the rage of the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate and the Zoological Republic. You will rise and you will fight for your children. You will awake, O Heavenly Father, Lord God Almighty, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the owner of the universe, for you must decree justice. Let your children and all men and of goodwill gather around you while you sit on top of your throne in the highest of the heavens, the habitation that only thee can ever occupy. Only you, O Heavenly Father, will judge the people. You will vindicate me, O Lord, you will vindicate IPOB, you will vindicate your children of Biafra, according to our righteousness, according to our integrity. O Most High, bring an end to the violence of the wicked, bring an end to Fulani Janjaweed violence in our land, bring an end to their abductions, bring an end to their kidnappings, bring an end to their extrajudicial slaughter of the innocent, bring an end to their forced conversion of Christians into Islam, bring to an end their mediocrity, bring to an end their senseless feudal rule, bring to an end their evil and their deception. Come and secure the righteous, because only you, O God Almighty in heaven, can see in the dark. Only you know the hearts of men. You are our shield. We have nobody. Between 67 and 1970, the whole world ganged up and fought against your children. We did not steal anything from anybody. We did not go after anybody's possession nor inheritance. We were on our own in the land that you gave to our ancestors. They conspired, they connived, they colluded to kill us. Over 5 million people. We are dead at the end of it. You are our shield. We do not trust in any man or in any state. We trust only in thee, because you are God and you always save the upright at heart. Anybody whose heart is clean, oh Heavenly Father, to those you do not abandon to their enemies. That is why you cannot abandon IPOB. That is why Biafra can never be abandoned. Because your words are yea and amen. You are God, you're not human. Facebook may have been bought over by Nigeria, and we pray that Twitter will not succumb to their threats and their violence. You are God and you are not upright and a just judge. But you are also a God that displays his wrath every blessed day. If Fulani Janjaweed do not relent in what they are doing, if the Fulani Caliphate continues to pursue this scorched earth policy of abductions and murder and mayhem, then you, O Lord God in heaven, you will sharpen your sword, you will bend and string your bow, you will prepare your deadly weapons, you will make ready your flaming arrows. Whoever is pregnant with evil conceives trouble and gives birth to disillusionment. That is what is happening in the zoo called Nigeria. Nigeria is pregnant with evil because it conceived trouble and it has now given birth to disillusionment. All the holes that the Fulani Janjaweed are digging for us into that pit, they are falling into one after the other. The trouble that they have caused will always rebound on them. Their violence will come down on their own heads. O Heavenly Father, for we shall give thee thanks always, all the days of our lives, because only thee is righteous. We shall sing songs of praise unto your holy name, O Most High. For as long as there is a child on this earth of Biafran descent and heritage, O Heavenly Father, we shall worship your name and your name alone, now and forevermore, we pray. He said, that was our prayer this evening. We are now going to proceed without further hesitation to bring to you the gospel which I have been mandated by heaven to preach to the children of men. The killing of innocent protesters. 2016, Mbo massacre. 2017, the invasion of my house. Operation Python Dance 2 or 3 or 4, I don't know. I lost 28 men. My mom, my dad are both dead as a result of Southeast governors, what they did. I'm asking them. So when you want to sit down to talk about insecurity, please start from the beginning. The same people meeting today to try and discuss insecurity were the ones who caused it. They caused it, not us. And we must all now live with the consequences. Those who want to destroy this country have shock coming their way, says President. Now, this is what the presidency, which is the Fulani cabal, what they have put together. Can I also remind the governors and all these idiots in Nigeria writing rubbish every day? You can't kill people's children and expect their brothers not to react. It's stupid. It is called vengeance. There'll be vengeance, of course. So you're wearing army uniform, you're killing people, and you think every army officer will be safe. As long as you're going about killing innocent people, you are putting every army person on uniform at risk. The same goes for the police. All those years, you people were not going about slaughtering people. Was there any reaction? You people are the cause. You people, you come out, NSAS protests, you are there killing people. And you think that their brothers or their cousins will not avenge their death. You're joking. You are dreaming. You can write all your fanciful epistle about one Nigeria, insecurity, all that rubbish. From now till thy kingdom come, it will not make any difference to us. No difference whatsoever. If you kill somebody, you're going to die. Be rest assured. Take up a wound and there. God punish all of you. Mad people everywhere. They said their president have written. But of course, we know there's Garba Shehu and El Rufai and Femi Adesina who are writing. You stupid animals called Nigerians. A speech of this magnitude should have been made by the president in person if he's alive. But some of you cannot reason. You want 2023 is the turn of my village and all that rubbish. So Yoruba media, you're demonizing Biafrans over the death of Gulag so that Tinubu can be president. And when they deny him presidency now, like Abiola, you ask Nigerians, come, let's go and demonstrate. Parochialism. That's what it's called. Let me ask, I have some questions to ask. They said the President Muhammad Buhari on Tuesday issued a stern warning to those who are bent on destroying the country through promoting insurrection and burning down critical national assets. A rude shock awaits them. What shock awaits me, Yetiala? Fulani, I'm asking you, from the Caliphate chairman, Sultan of Sokoto, to the last idiot, Alamajri Janjaweed on the street, I want to ask you a simple question. Let me ask, I want to say this thing. I want to ask Nigerians a question. Please. You know, God, black people, in my next life, I can't be a black person now. I have never seen a more stupid set of people. It may be the way Europeans are treating us, our colonial masters are treating us, is what we deserve. I'm telling you the truth. Maybe we deserve it. You people, you claim you are Nigerians, you went to school. Have you ever wondered why this government, they have never ever criticized ISIS? Every day is Boko Haram this, Boko Haram that, every day. Have you ever wondered why they have never? I want you to show me one single publication after the atrocities of these Fulani vagabonds and terrorists, where the government of Nigeria condemned ISIS in West Africa province. Show me one publication. It has never occurred to you people in your infinite stupidity. It has never occurred to you. You have never asked yourself, why is it that these people burning down, destroying Plateau State, Benue State, they are now in Niger State, why can't the government condemn them? Why not? Answer that question. But they are busy talking about agitation. You want to divide. And I want to do something I asked the governors now. I want to ask the Fulani presidency of Nigeria. My dear Fulani Janjaweed, who brought insecurity into Nigeria? A simple question. Which people own the fourth most deadliest terror group in the world? Is it not your so-called headsman Miet Yala? Fulani, who started the bombing of churches in Nigeria? Is it not you people? You are now turning around with the help of the chameleonic Yoruba media to twist the narrative. The same thing I asked the Southeastern governors. Southeastern governors who brought Operation Python Dance. Before you brought it, did you hear of any violent agitation anywhere? Why people fail to ask these questions, I don't understand. You are in a country you claim is the most populous, the biggest. I'm asking you, why is it that the government do not want to condemn the terrorist activities of ISIS in West Africa? Some of you were there writing. Our general, chief of defense, what's his name again? Atahiru, that idiot. Atahiru, Ibrahim Atahiru. He did very well. He eliminated the Shekau with the help of ISIS. Oh, Nigeria army is now working with ISIS. Now the next question is, what does ISIS stand to gain from Nigerian army? All of you Yoruba journalists, you're there writing junk every blessed day. You cannot reason. You can't reason. Oh, anyway, you're black. How can I expect you to reason in this UG? The same question I asked the governors who are meeting today. Umahi, Ugwanye, Obiano, Ibazo, and that time it was Rocha, so Aboga was. Who brought insecurity into the East? Who brought the army to start killing innocent young people? Simple question. The same question goes to Yoruba journalists tonight, those evil people, and Fulani Caliphate. Fulani, let me ask you, who brought insecurity into Nigeria? Fulani, who were the first people to bear arms openly in Nigeria as civilians? Is it not you people? Claiming you're Fulani cattle headsmen with AK-47? Please, somebody get me that video I shot at Amansia very, very many years ago. I think it was 2014 or so. Go and get it and show them.
Our declaration will offer solution. And like I said, remedy to the economic crisis, to the insecurity, to the upsurge of terrorism, and what have you. And we believe that those who supported Nigeria to commit genocide against Biafrans in the 60s must be very ashamed of themselves today. Though we can see that many of them who are very corrupt, I am talking about those in America, for example, like, some of them we have seen removing Nigeria from the list of, special interest of a state that have committed crime against Christians, for example. Those who remove Nigeria without investigation, they are struggling very hard, trying not to look stupid by their continuous support for the Nigeria, even when they knew that Nigeria is already a failed state. The more they try to revive Nigeria, following fake diplomatic ties, and the more Nigeria will continue to fail them. So, my people, there is no two ways about it. This time around, we have come to outsmart the nomadic system of Nigeria. And of course, our aim and objective is to bring and restore true democracy in Biafra land, which will affect the entire region. After December 2nd, we will move to the next level, which I call the phase 2 of the Biafra liberation, which this phase 2 will see the establishment and the activation of the state institution within Biafra land, which is already functional as I speak. That will take over the Nigeria state functions, will take over the functions of other institutions from the Nigeria state, and that is the part of the delegitimization of Nigeria. And by announcing the United States of Biafra commitment to several international sanctioned principles, policies, and international recognized organization that Nigeria never had. We are going to make sure we approach every international organization that Nigeria has violated their treaties with impunity, providing Biafra to them and presenting Biafra as a remedy and alternative. With what we have done so far, we have been able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you can't forge any document in Biafra and present it anywhere. We have eliminated the possibility to forge document, unlike the runners and all the criminals in Yoruba land are doing. That's what they do. They make a living by forgery. So my people in the United States, for those who are very, very unsure of what will happen after December 2nd, I am telling you now, giving you a hint. Our declaration of independence or declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra will be expected to legitimize the Biafra government in the eye of other non-terrorist states. This is going to take a very long time, and it requires many diplomatic approach, political approach, and of course, it also requires commitment from the Biafra government, which I believe we are not shaking from that end.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program. I appreciate everyone that has connected to this program, wherever you are connecting from. Please like and share the program to all platforms. share to family and friends. If you have not yet shared this program, well, I don't know what you're waiting for, and you're not doing yourself and my own self good. We have gotten to a stage that every one of us have to be mad in his or her own way to pursue this very legitimization of Biafra by all means necessary. We have gotten to a time that we must pursue the legitimization of Biafra by all means necessary. That is why radical evangelism is very important, and the time is now. Immediately you join us on this platform, either you are watching on TikTok, or you're watching on Facebook, or you're watching us on YouTube where we are hosting the program, please kindly like and share this program. Very, very important. Like the program, share it to other platforms. You never can tell who is going to hear our voice. Every single program we do and all the videos we are playing here are revealing deep secrets, very important information that the world have to hear. Because the world is pretending not to see things. And I've said it yesterday that if we don't do something, they are not going to do anything. By the way, in this platform, we promote Biafra. In this platform, all we speak about is the freedom of the people. Whether you are a Biafran or non-Biafran, what we promote here is freedom for everyone. The right for people to decide their fate. The right for self-determination. That is what we discuss here. In this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come here to preach hate. Neither do we come here to attack people or individuals. Whatever be your orientation, whatever be your idea, whatever be your belief, keep it to yourself. You are entitled to your opinion. If you want to share with us, do us a favor, click the link, come and have a critical discussion with us. If you have a superior argument, bring it up. We are ready to listen to you. Nobody is the master of knowledge. We are all learning and adding to what we know to grow and become better. In this platform, we don't come here to push propaganda, blackmail, or to attack any person, individual, or people. We don't come here to attack any religion or race. What we do is to focus on the freedom of the people, more especially the Biafran people. That is our mission. To tell our story, the true story and nothing but the true story. To tell the world what is exactly happening in the contraption called Nigeria. Because even though the world knows what is happening, they pretend not to know. Though the world knows what is going on in Nigeria, they still kept silent and they are waiting for you and I to take action. That is why we are here to encourage everyone that is in that location, everyone that is part of that zoological republic called Nigeria. You must wake up, and the time is now. More especially those of us who are focused on this very self-determination agitation. Those of us who believe that the declaration of Biafra will stand. The Biafra, which was declared on the 29th of November 2024. If you believe that Biafra should stand, you need to wake up and stop sleeping. Stop gossiping. Stop blackmailing. Declaring Biafra is good and wonderful. But that is not enough. The most important thing is defending the Biafra that you have declared. Defending Biafra is most important, not about the declaration. Declaration have been made, fine and good, appreciated, Biafran support. Thousands of Biafrans, millions of Biafrans across the world came together and they agreed on that. Defending it is where the job is. And that is why we are here speaking on different platforms, saying our opinion and voicing out our opinion. So wherever you are as a Biafran, the time has come for us to take action. That is why we are on this platform. That is why we are on this platform. We are not here to castigate, to blackmail anybody. No. We are not here for any war. We are not here for saga. We are focused on telling our story, the true story of what is going on in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. That's why we're here. We are here to tell the people the story. We are here to make sure that the enemies do not change the narrative. We are here to expose the evil of the Nigerian government and what they are doing. And we are here to make sure that things are done right. We are here to provide Biafra as a remedy to the atrocities that is going on in Nigeria today. And the world must pay attention. Anyone that cares about humanity should pay attention to the voice of the Biafran people. If you care about life in Nigeria, not just the Biafran, including everybody, both the Christians in the northern part of Nigeria, and other nationalities in that other part of Nigeria. If you care about human life, this is the time for you to listen to the voice of the Biafrans. What we are offering the world is a solution, a remedy. A remedy. You can continue to pretend not to hear us. You can continue to ignore what we are saying. You can continue to pretend to be sleeping. I bet you when this evil starts, it is going to affect everybody, not just the people living in that location. It is going to take over the whole of West Africa, and it's going to get to the whole world. What Biafrans are providing today is a remedy to make sure we stop the advancement of the terrorists. The advancement of the terrorists in Biafra land. The advancement of terrorists in Nigeria as a whole. The plan to capture Nigeria to use as a base by the terrorists. That is what we have to stop. And that is why we are here, calling the attention of the world to pay attention. You have ignored Biafra for a very long time. You have ignored Biafra for a very long time. This is no longer time to ignore. If you continue to ignore Biafra, a time is going to come when you cannot be able to manage the situation. They say prevention is better than care. We are now talking about prevention of what is coming ahead. That is what Biafra is all about. Talking about prevention of what is coming ahead. From every indication report that is coming locally and internationally shows that the advancement of the terrorists in Nigeria is getting to the highest point. And their aim is to take over, more especially Biafra land, and use the resources to sponsor their terrorist activities against the West. But sometimes when we talk about this issue, the Westerners think that it's about us alone. Other African countries think it's about Nigeria alone. Some other people in that Nigeria think it's about the Biafrans alone. It is not just about us. It is not just about us. One of the quickest ways to stop the advancement of these terrorists is the decentralization of Nigeria. Disintegration of Nigeria. One of the quickest ways to stop the advancement of terrorists in Nigeria is disintegration of Nigeria. The conflict of interest will be stopped. Immediately you disintegrate that country. Every region will be on their own. The core north will be on their own. The middle belt will be on their own. The southwest will be on their own. The southeast will be on their own. And each one will create a government that is suitable to them and also defend their boundaries and borders. This is all we're asking for. Our quest for self-determination is not born out of greediness. It is not born out of envy. It is not born out of jealousy. It is not born out of saying that we are too smart. No. It is to save life. The terrorists that is coming over to take over Nigeria are not joking. And they are very serious in their plan. This is not a plan that started yesterday. This is a plan that have taken years, decades, almost a generation, more than a generation to get to this point. The very first terrorists that entered into Nigeria, Othman Danfodio, set this pace, and they are pursuing it up to this moment. As we speak, every terrorist group in the world has their affiliation in Nigeria. Every terrorist group in the world has an affiliation in Nigeria. Maybe because I say it on social media, you won't believe me. Go and make your own investigation and inquiries and then come out and speak. Come out and speak. The people in that location are the most unreasonable people I've never seen. They are not even paying attention to the danger ahead. They are not paying attention to that. You see the rate of kidnapping by the terrorists and their boldness in sharing the videos of the atrocities, in sharing the videos and collecting ransom without the government doing anything. Without the government doing anything. In 21st century, you cannot find any country where the terrorists will go and kidnap school children, cover it on video, demand for ransom, and threaten those children with skull of dead people, and the government will not react. The state government do not react. The federal government do not react. The chief of army staff was not outraged. The country itself, people were not outraged. Only few of the human rights activists talked about it. And they spoke about it once, and that is it. And the children are left on their own to either survive or lose their life. I'm talking about primary school children. That is not one. The one that is happening in the north, nobody reports it anymore because the north has been taken over completely and they have become used to the arrest and kidnap of terrorists. Now the north, they reserve money to pay ransom each time they are being taken. It is nothing to them anymore. But they are advancing to the south. They are advancing to the south to the extent of kidnapping in Edo State, kidnapping school children. And there was no outrage. The governor is still sitting in his office talking about election. The human rights activists, many of them are still talking about election. They do not care. The chief of army staff is busy speaking and pursuing people who are asking for self-determination to save life. How long are we going to continue on this madness? How long are we going to continue to allow this evil to continue? We will never stop speaking. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you say. We will not stop talking. And it's high time every one of us realize that only we can save ourselves. The only reason we are talking on daily basis, shouting online, is that let the world hear us. You never can tell. There might be people of good heart out there who will hear us and make our voice heard. It's not that they're going to do anything, because as we all know, the world we live in today operates according to interest. So long the interest of the West is not threatened for now, they are not going to do anything. As long as their interest is not threatened, their economy is not threatened, they won't do anything. They don't care. They don't care what happens to us. And they forget. They forgot that when Biafra is defeated and captured, when the terrorists defeat Nigeria, more especially Biafra land, and capture it, God help the West. That's all I can say. God will help the West. Because the wealth of this world that you're talking about, the wealth of this world you're talking about is in Biafra land. Any group or individual that lays his hand on that wealth in Biafra land can do anything, can move the world. Can move the world either forward or backward. Any group or individual that lay their hand on the wealth in Biafra land will either move the world front or backward. And you know what the terrorists are up to? They want to crush the whole world and deviate the attention of people to something that is unreasonable. But when we speak about this issue, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And my fellow Biafrans that are listening, or people of that zoological republic, nobody is going to fight for you or save you. It is in your hand to save yourself. It is in your hand to save yourself. More especially my Biafran brothers and sisters, it is we that will save ourselves. The continuous effort we are putting, the shout we are shouting on different platforms, the informations we are pushing out, the videos we are releasing, is only standing as a witness for us. Reaching out to people. Hopefully one day, somebody that has conscience will come to power and look at our situation. Because we still believe there are people of conscience across the whole world. We still believe there are people that has conscience across the whole world. We believe there are people that has conscience in all parts of the world. In the US, in the United Kingdom, in any way you can think of, there are people that still has conscience out there. And that is why we are talking every day. That one day, one day, their conscience is going to touch them and they will do what they had to do. Anything short of that, nobody is going to fight for you. You have to fight for yourself. And that is why we have to focus on our challenges. Initially, before Donald Trump came to power, every one of us had a high hope. The Biafrans had a high hope that something is going to change. And most time when we come to program, you see some people come and tell you, do not expect any change. He will not be different from others. And some of us attack the information. But today, when you see what is playing out, you can understand that you're on your own. You're on your own. The president of the United States, Donald Trump, that you want to hope on to look into your issue, has a lot in his hands already. And he is focused on America first. Do you know what that means? When somebody says America first, he has to sort out his problems. Put his own nation first before you. That is why you yourself have to put your own issue first. We, the Biafran people, are we putting Biafra first? Are we putting Biafra first in our activities, in our doings, in our dealings on daily basis? How are you pushing your own issue first to make your issue, your case be on the front line? Are you making your case be on the front line by blackmailing your brothers and sisters? Are you doing it by propaganda and blackmail, by lies and deceit? Is that how you are pushing the issue of Biafra to the front line? Are you pushing the Biafran case in the front line with lies or with deceit or with blackmail and propaganda? How on earth are you pushing your case on the front line? How are you putting Biafra first? I am now speaking to those of us who are focused on Biafra self-determination. We have gone a long way, more especially those that are supporting the declaration of the United States of Biafra on the 29th of November 2024, which every one of more than 50 million of us supported. More than 50 million. Among that 50 million, how many people today are putting Biafra on a positive note on the world? How many of us? How many of us? I said it before. Declaration is one thing, but sustenance and making sure we hold on to that declaration is another thing. Defending that declaration is the major issue. That is the major problem. That is the major. Declaration is not a problem. Declaration is not the main thing. It is part of it, but it is not the main thing. The major thing you have to think about is how to defend the declaration that has been made. So many of us believe in that declaration. But ask yourself today, the 8 months after the declaration, how are you and I, how are we defending that declaration that we made? How are we defending it? Our supreme leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, during his time, he said, after the declaration, we will defend it with everything in us. We cannot make it twice, only once. That was why before Mazi Simon Ekong went into the process of declaration, he made sure he did everything necessary that he has to do, including the defense, how to defend it. In fact, he started defending it even before the declaration to make sure that nothing brings us back. He went ahead to get the consent of every single Biafran. He went ahead to get the mandate. That's the first step. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said it. During his own time, people were saying, declare Biafra. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, let's just declare Biafra and go. Let's declare and go. They were pushing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, pushing him. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, I will not do so until when the time comes that the Biafran people will give me the mandate. And when I have gotten that mandate and we declare, we will make sure that we defend it with the last drop of our blood. That is the exact word of our Supreme Master Nnamdi Kanu. And when it was the time of Master Simon Ekpa, he followed that step to seek the consent of Biafrans to get that mandate through a self-referendum. In that self-referendum, we are more than 50 million people voted. That even some of us Biafrans attacked that self-referendum. If you did not vote, there is no law that said that every one of us must vote. We are about 80 million. About 80 million Biafrans. There's no law that said, and there's never a time we are expecting that every single one of us will vote. People must vote against it. There are people that will vote against it. There were people that voted against the state of Israel. The Jews, Jewish, and they voted against the state of Israel. Other countries that were created, there are citizens that voted against them and worked against it. So our own is not different. We're not expecting that everybody must vote, but at least majority will always carry the vote. That is all we say every day. That majority carries vote. But in our own case, we got the majority, more than 50 million. And for you to change the narrative, you must get a vote that is more than 50, 60 million. And you can't get that. You can't beat that. In a vote where almost 60 million people voted to get out of the Zoological Republic, ask the government to go ahead and declare. Mazi Simon Ekpa got that very mandate. And that was why he pushed on the strategy. He didn't only push on. Immediately he got that mandate, he began to prepare on how to defend that very mandate. That was why he told us what will happen after the declaration. And the force, he said, we are going to increase the force. He said that our Liberation Army has been more equipped. He made many statements in regarding to how to defend our land. But I want to ask you today, those of us that are left behind, who Mazi Simon Ekpa have left to continue from where he started, where he stopped, until he joins us, how are we holding on to make sure we defend that declaration that was made? What are we doing to defend that declaration I made? Both in recognition and in full restoration of the ground, what are you doing? Restoration. The recognition is not going to come in a platter of gold. It will not come in a year or two. The recognition might come it might take a very long time to come. But in your own way, that thing you are doing today, those decisions you are taking today, those actions you are displaying, is it by any way showing the world that they should recognize us? Is it by any way promoting the cause of Biafra? That is the big question that every single one of us should answer. That is the big question that every one of us, wherever you are, must answer. Your actions today, your behavior today, the way you speak online and offline, the way you represent yourself in your working place, in the countries where you are you creating the opportunity for Biafra to be recognized? Will somebody look at you and say, because of this guy, because of the way he speaks, I am going to support Biafra? When you focus your attention on blackmailing your brothers and sisters, fighting your brothers and sisters, creating chaos right, left, and center, disagreement right, left, and center, never want to make peace with your brother or sister, don't want to see reason, you don't want to listen to anybody, how on earth will somebody look at your attitude and character and say, yes, I will recognize the United States of Biafra? How on earth will somebody look at your attitude and say he will recognize? Can every one of us begin to ask ourselves questions from head to toe, from the highest rank to the lowest? Can we begin to have a rethink and check ourselves? What we are doing today, how does it present Biafra to the world? The speech you make, how does it present Biafra to the world? The post you make online, how does it present Biafra to the world? So many of us do not consider these things. All we know, we on our camera and we open our mouth, we begin to vomit anything that comes from our mouth. The world is listening. The world is listening. Those people you want to recognize you, they are paying attention. In most of the program, you think it's only the Biafran people that are paying attention to what you're saying? Or you think it's only those people, those groups you are abusing and cursing? You think it's the only ones listening to your program? The whole world is listening. Billions of people in this world, they are listening. And when your case comes to the table, they have something to present, either for you or against you. Whenever your issue comes to the table, in any office, in any country, in any organization, they will have something to back up their defense, either in support or in disagreement. So do you actually think about these things before you talk or before you make your case in the issue of Biafra? Just recently, either yesterday or day before yesterday, we saw a news about the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, that a court in Canada have designated the major parties in Nigeria, APC and PDP, as a terrorist organization. We saw it in Canada. This is not done by Nigeria. It's not done by an African country. A foreign country, a Western country. And they rejected an asylum for a politician that went there to seek for asylum. What does that show you? It shows you that they know what is going on. It shows you that the information about Nigeria is in the public. It shows you that the world is not novice. They are not ignorant of what is happening in Nigeria. They know. But you ask yourself, why are they silent? That's the next question. Why are they silent? And even as we are celebrating that very information came, another one came this morning. I was just browsing and I saw another breaking news. But this one is disturbing. This one is disturbing. After you see it, you now realize that you are on your own. The news I saw this morning, when you look at it, you will know that you are on your own. And that is why today we choose a topic which says, self-determination remains the right. Remains a right. Self-determination remains a right. Blackmail from Nigeria and saboteurs won't stop Biafra freedom. Self-determination remains our right. The blackmail from Nigeria and the saboteurs will never stop our freedom. But you will not just say it and go to sleep. You go to work. I'm going to bring up the news that I saw. A very disturbing news that I saw this morning. And this is a breaking news in Nigeria. I want you to pay attention. While we were busy celebrating the news we saw in Canada, another one sprang up from the US. But this one is unbelievable. This one is unbelievable. And I want to bring it up. I want to bring it up so that we can be able to see what is on board, for you to know that we are on our own. We are on our own. If anybody is deceiving you or telling you otherwise, you better wake up. You better wake up. I bet you better wake up, because what is happening today is not ordinary. Our freedom will only come by what we do. And if you think it's all over, we are just starting. We are just starting. This is the top news. Look at it. You can see the news there. This is a breaking news today. US approve 346 million weapon sale to Nigeria to fight terrorism. The United States of all people, with Donald Trump in power, the same Donald Trump that designated Nigeria as a state of concern before, today is selling weapons to Nigeria, a terrorist country. United States approves 346 million weapon sale to Nigeria to fight terrorism. The question is, which terrorism is Nigeria fighting? You just heard in the speech of Mazen Nandekan I played that Nigeria is adamant in fighting terrorism. Even when they talk about Boko Haram, why is it that Nigeria never mentioned anything about ISIS? ISIS in West Africa, that are the major terrorist group. Instead, they are working with ISIS. And these same people that are working with ISIS are the people that the United States has approved the sale of weapons to them. Now you see why I say we are on our own. Can you imagine at this point in time that a Canadian court has designated Nigerian government as a terrorist government? United States of America approved 346 million weapons sale to Nigeria to fight terrorism. How does this add up? How does this add up? This is the same Donald Trump that gave Nigeria ban on acquiring weapons during his first term. During his first term, he gave Nigeria a ban on acquiring weapons. Has anything changed since then? Things has even gotten worse. As of today, things has gotten worse times 10. Things has gotten worse. But in the midst of that worse situation, the involvement of Nigerian government in terrorism have increased. They have taken more lives. They have sponsored terrorism more. They have done so many things in connection with terrorism, but yet the United States of America is selling weapons to them. But remember, in his first tenure, even Donald Trump himself, his government delayed the supply of the Tucano jet. He delayed it. And at last, when that Tucano jet was about to be delivered, he gave conditions on how to deliver it. But today, that same man is in power. And today, it is America first. He's focused on America, not on you, not on me. And when you see the way they are fighting their own terrorism, tell me a country that a Canadian court have said that this country is a terrorist country. I don't know how else to explain it. When a Supreme Court in a country tells you that the major parties of a particular country, the ruling party, the people who are in charge of a country are terrorists, what again do you need to hear for you to know that that country is a terrorist country? What again do I have to tell you? How again do you need to be convinced that this country must not, you don't have to release any weapon for them because they are not serious. This is the same way they sponsor Taliban. This is the same way United States sponsored Taliban directly and indirectly. And later they left. When they left today, every single weapon they have supplied to Afghanistan, the Taliban are using it. They are using it. They left it there. And today, look at United States approved 346 million weapons sale to Nigeria to fight terrorism. In a time where Nigeria has been designated as a terrorist country by a court in Canada. Now you see the double standard. You see why I tell you that this world is about every man to himself. Donald Trump doesn't care. He told you from the onset that America first. And as long as he wants to get money for America, make money for America, and get resources for America, he doesn't care what you feel. Look at it. And let us go down and read what is written there. Look at the information is there. The U.S. approved the sale of 346 million worth of ammunition, bombs, and precision rockets to Nigeria to help its West African ally combat a surge in terrorist violence. Imagine. The deal will support the foreign policy goals of the United States by improving the security of strategic partners in sub-Saharan Africa, the U.S. Department said in press release Wednesday, just this Wednesday, day before yesterday. You can imagine. This is the same Nigeria that the U.S. has information on how that has a president that is a drug baron, a president that has everything to do with the criminals. The same U.S. that is in front line of knowing the atrocity that is happening in the north against the Christians that they call headers clash. These people will be saying one thing on one side and they will be saying a different thing on the other side. They were there. Canadian government. Do you think that a judge will just come and declare a leading party in a country terrorism just like that, without information, without fact? Do you think it can happen in the Western world? It doesn't happen. Before the Western country will come and pronounce a word, they have facts. They have facts. And we go on to read, say, the Nigerian government requested a long list of weapons, according to the statement, including more than 1,000 MK-85, 82-500, MK-82-500 IB bombs, a weapon which was most recently used by the Israeli military to bomb civilians in Gaza. They requested for a weapon that was just used recently by Israelis to bomb civilians in Gaza. Which civilians do they want to bomb in Nigeria, if not the Biafrans? Why don't the US ask them, which civilians do they want to bomb, if not the Biafran people? All this while, even their Tokana jet that they got everything, they were using it on Biafrans. Their military is fully in Biafran land, even when the northern part of Nigeria have been taken over by the terrorists. People are still in IDP camp. More people are joining them in IDP camp. In the north, they are not doing anything. But what they are focused, they are trying as much as they can to drive the Biafran people into the IDP camp, which is what our Liberation Army are fighting today. You can imagine the kind of weapon they are requesting. The Nigerian government requested a long list of weapons, according to the statement, including more than 1,000 MK-82-500 IB bombs, a weapon which was mostly recently used by the Israeli military to bomb civilians in Gaza. So why are they requesting for this? Why is Nigerian government requesting? Who are they going to use it for? On who are they going to use it? Which civilians do they want to apply the same measure that was applied in Gaza? It is the Biafran people, you and I. You and I. You see why you should stop gossiping and prepare yourself for what is coming. You see why we should focus on how to defend our life. I said the declaration is one thing, defending the land is another thing. Defending the land is another thing. And you go ahead to say, the deal also include 500 precision rocket kill weapon system, APKWS, later guided bomb kits, high explosive rockets, as well as technical personnel service. This is all they are demanding. Where are they going to use this for what? And the United States is providing all this for them. The proposal cell will improve Nigerian capacity to meet current and future threats through operations against terrorist organizations and to counter illicit trafficking in Nigeria and the Gulf of Guinea, the State Department said. You see the grammar. They will always use something to cover up their evil deed. You have supplied Tokana jet to them. Why don't you investigate and find how they use the Tokana jet and where they used it? We have proofs on their use of Tokana jet in Biafra land. The bombs they used were picked up, made in the United States, and our Liberation Army showed it online, on pictures, on videos. And yet, you are here providing more ammunition to them, claiming they're going to use it to fight in Gulf of Guinea. When we say we are on our own, we have to put ourselves first. This is it. Nobody is going to come for your aid, except you raise the bar. Raise the bar and put yourself on the front line. Nobody is going to help you to do that. And that is why I come online on a daily basis, even in a difficult situation. I'm not supposed to be online today. I'm not supposed to speak here because I'm very strong. I'm not supposed to speak, but I have to come. After I saw this news, I have to come. Nigeria has experienced a surge in attack in the north by terrorist group Boko Haram and the Islamic State, West Africa province Iswa. This is a fact. But what are they doing? What have they done about this, all this? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Instead, they are supporting them and promoting them and re-radicalizing them and putting them into their military and their police. The only news you hear is that they re-radicalize them and introduce them to the police and the army. And how will you be supplying such kind of people and ammunition? How on earth? The insurgents has led to widespread displacement with thousands killed and entire communities uprooted. But Nigerian military is ramping up offensive to reclaim territories. I don't really know. You see, this is why I say that these people are hypocrites. They are hypocrites to the highest level. The actual thing that is happening, they know the actual thing, but they are painting it to be. They're just making it to look simple. They know the fact. There are people in IDP camp that have been there for 20 years. They were born in IDP camp and they got married in IDP camp. People that have, these are people that have their own country. They have a country that is supposed to protect them. They have their homes, they have their farms, but they were driven for the past 20 years. Children who were born in IDP camp have grown there and got married in the IDP camp. And the government is not doing anything about it. They are not doing anything. Instead of doing something, they are acquiring weapons to go and fight people who said enough is enough. People who are asking for self-determination. If they are serious to fight against the terrorism in Nigeria, they have more than enough to tackle it. They have more than enough. How many times have you had them use the technology in the area that's supposed to use it? They're using it on Biafran people. That's the area you see jet flying all over Biafran land. You see jet flying all over Biafran land. Meanwhile, in a place where the terrorists are in charge, you don't see them there. And today, they are looking for ammunition that was used in Gaza so they can use it in Biafran land. You can imagine. The insurgent has led to widespread displacement, which is correct, with thousands killed, millions, not even thousands, an entire community uprooted. That's true. But Nigerian military is wrapping. They are wrapping nothing. There is nothing they are wrapping up. Nigerian military is not wrapping anything up. They are not. Instead, this Boko Haram have increased. These terrorists have increased. They have taken over some barracks. Aren't you hearing it? Haven't you seen in many cases where they went to where they pack these ammunition and they take the ammunition and they move? We have seen the videos. We have had them take over some of their barracks, took over the equipment that worth billions, and they left with it. And we have never had that the military went and recovered those items. We never had any move to go and recover those items. And you are now supplying them more. You are supplying them more. The weapons you supply to them have been falling into the hand of terrorists. And they do this intentionally. Because if it's not intentional, you make effort to recover it. We have not had of any effort. Each time we hear that the military take over, the terrorists take over their barracks and take weapons, we never hear that it was recovered. Never. And there's not even any attempt to recover. And here are you, supplying them more weapons. The country has eliminated 592 terrorists in the northeastern state of Borno. These are figures they give to you. There's nothing to back this information up. There's nothing to back this information up. Over the past 8 months, there is nothing to back this up. Chief of Air Staff Hassan Abubakar announced on Tuesday. There is no fact. These are just figures they put online. There is no fact, no picture evidence, no video evidence to show us that this is true. And they didn't tell you about the ones they are reintroducing into the military. They didn't tell you that they are reintroducing terrorists into their military, into their police, into their forces. They didn't tell you. And you are busy supplying them more weapons. This year, our air campaign is quicker, more precise, and more surgical, Abubakar said. We are eliminating high-value targets. Rubbish. Absolutely nonsense. Crippling logistic network and dismantling cells and threatening peace in the Northeast. These are absolute nonsense. Many kidnapped individuals, families, school, people are still in the terrorist net up to today in the North. In fact, the northern part of Nigeria have accepted their fate. Many of them are paying tax to the terrorists, even to protect them. They have accepted their fate to work with the terrorists. A new delivery of precision weapon from the US could be a major boost to Nigeria counter-terrorism operation. This is the worst thing I have ever had. The worst thing I've ever had. In a time like this, and you see this kind of news, you are not worried. I don't know the kind of Biafra you are looking for. If you see this kind of a news in a time like this, you will now understand what we mean when we say we are on our own. Put your own self first. Put your country first. Nobody is going to do it for you. Nobody. Nobody. Not the US, not the UK, not anybody. It is you that is going to fight your battle. That is why we have to desist from focusing on irrelevant issues. Because they don't care about you. They do not care about me. They don't care about you. And they don't care about me. we have to rise up and do what we have to do. Fight this battle before us. The only way we can win it is to begin to do what we are supposed to do. Look at the high hope every one of us had. Can you imagine that in the time of Donald Trump that you'll be hearing this kind of a thing? Can you imagine that? But look at it. A breaking news. Even in the time that the Nigerian government have been designated a terrorist government by a court in Canada. This is coming out. This is really, really sad. But we must continue and never give up. You're welcome, my beloved sister Ijoma. My sister Ijoma, you're welcome. Please go ahead and speak.
Thank you, Mazi Chiefs. I don't know if you hear my voice. I'm not supposed to come in, but I came in because of what you are discussing. I lost my voice a little, or my voice went on holiday. So,
I'm so sorry.
Like what you are saying, I just have 3 points to make. Following your analysis. Good morning, Biafrans. Happy holiday, everyone. Good morning, our beloved Mazi Channel, for keeping on. We appreciate your efforts so much. So what I want to say, Biafrans and the government of the United States of Biafra, this is the time for us to keep working. This time is very crucial. This analysis and this news is not taken for granted. It is time our people must rise up and write to America on this very news. Remember, that was the time they made this move, and we wrote, and it was stopped. Every government is for their own interests. That's why always I remind our people, the world has gone to community. So those calling Trump, calling Israel, those people are not hearing you. Even if they heard you, they will pretend not to hear you because they have their own problem and they're not calling you to come and solve it for them. So the earlier you rise up for yourself, the far better it is for everybody. Now, it is time any Biafran that can write anywhere, write, our government, write to stop this nonsense, because everything they are buying is for us, which everybody in the world is seeing. But if we don't talk, if we don't rise up for ourselves, nobody will rise up for us. If they say it's democracy, we must talk for democracy to at least acknowledge us. So in this very issue, we must keep quiet, we must write. If it's possible to even protest against it, those in America, we protest against it. Very crucial, very important. Because who, like you asked, who are those weapons for? It's for Biafrans. No other. It's for Biafrans. Canada just said one, America is doing the other. So it's only us that will keep countering, keep talking, keep fighting, because it's our own life. It's no other person's life, but ours. But ours. You see? So Biafrans rise up and do the needful. The needful is we must talk, like Mazi Chiefs is doing. We must write. We write to America, foreign affairs, internal affairs, whatever affair. Our government must put their hands on paper and write to them. Why? If we leave this to go, it's going to go another step to our own risk.
Exactly.
To allow this to pass, it's going to go to another step to our own risk. The earlier we understand this, the better for everybody. The very better for everybody. We must write, put it in writing, and make sure it gets to them. Their Senate, their lobbies has to go on this to stop it, because it is not normal. It is not correct. If there is democracy, if they choose to keep quiet, but they cannot choose to kill us indirectly, because now we know, everybody in the world knows who are sponsoring who. It's no longer a news. We know, and this is a red flag. We have to know Africa is rising. These people are ready to give even their own wife to anybody to make money for economy to work. We must understand. I can't put in here because all able one engine. In the next 5 years, more than how much this way. In the next 5, I'm not saying 10 years. I don't know if people are seeing what I'm seeing, but it is already on the ground. I'm telling you. ihe m afụnube bifo ọkwa na stọk bụfere were ọkụ ihe niile bụ saịn na ekọnọmi na iche na ọkụ na-enwu n'obodo oyibo nọọ asụ mmiri ha ka ha ji eme ya ọ ihe ha wetara n'obodo anyị so obodo anyị na-aga n'iru obodo afrịka na-aga n'iru onwe ihe ndị ebe a nwere and oge ga-eru ha nwere ike ha magoro gị na red paspọtụ gị na green yellow paspọtụ gị na blue paspọtụ gị ọ bụghị mmadụ ga-echeta gị na o nwere ebe isi ikwuru ozu onwe gị kpọrọ ụmụazị ahụ ị gara na manshọn gị ahụ ị maghị ị ga-eme ya mana ị ga-echeta na o nwere because human being is we are made to change ịma na ebe na-efevọ ha gị ihe iji gbapụta obodo oyibo kwana ebe ahụ efevọ ha gị then when their place start favoring people are you not going to go back? That when you did not arrange your place to go back, where will you go to? Ijewe Ghana, like in the ụfọdụ ndị be anyị na-ezuzu ajego nọ na Ghana. What is happening in Ghana? You go South America. Watch out, please. What is happening in South America? There is no place like home. Nke gị bụ nke gị, nke anyị bụ nke anyị. Until ịzọta nke gị, you will not have our own. You first have my own, makes our own. Until our people understand this. And you cannot know justice if you have not tested injustice. Our people must know this and stand up for themselves. Ndị na-ezuzugharị, ndị amị anyị, ndị Liberation Army na-akụ eri n'anya. Ama ka ha na-afụ ihe na-eme. Ebe ha nwere phone, I hope they will see the right news. Ha bido ntekwa onye agbara ụlọ ọkụ, ọgbara ụlọ onye kwụrụ ụgwọ si ya kwụsị elu, agbaghị ụlọ onye kwụrụ ụgwọ si ya kwụsị elu. Ọ nọ nke ya ka agbara ọkụ. Common sense that make no sense to many people. And it's common sense that is not common. My dear brother, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Biafrans. We must keep doing what we are doing. Don't hide your money. We need your money now. Everything I need to go, ego. What the let us once I with our resources. Enjoy. Marụ na ha nwere obodo nwekwa na ebe anyị nwere kịta as of today ị nwere ike na-ana chukwu na na-azọ gị na-anata nwere anyị nwere obodo ị nara obodo gị you cannot walk freely you don't even know from Lagos to ebe ihe ị ga-eme encounter ma ọ na plane nwanyị it's not safe na anyị nkịtị it's not safe onweghị ihe na-walk onweghị onye na-check anything. The better we understand this and tell ourselves the truth, the best for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my beloved sister. You have spoken very well. I appreciate you for that wonderful contribution. It is time for every one of us to wake up and do something. It is to your intent, O Israel, just like my sister said. Whenever we are rising, they themselves are falling. And that is why they will never allow us to rise. That very line of speech of our sister is very important. Always have it. Wherever you are in this part of the world, they are enjoying and living better. Anytime your own country, Africa, begin to rise, you will see a depreciation in their own side because they depend on us. And this is why they directly and indirectly do not want us to succeed. This is why anytime you are putting your hope on them, know that they won't do anything for you. They won't. As long as their own economy is not threatened, they will still be there pretending. It is about them. Everybody is putting their own country first. And as long as the government in power serve the interests of their country, they don't care. They will support it with everything they have. They will support it. And that is what you are seeing today. That is what I see today in what the US is doing. You can imagine the same Donald Trump that banned the selling of weapons to Nigeria because of the atrocities of the government against the Christians in the north. That has even increased. It has increased now more than it was then in his first tenure. The situation is worse now than it was in the first tenure. That he stopped and even gave a stop to the supply of the Tucano jet and later on to release it with condition. Today is the same man that is prepared to sell ammunition to Nigerian government only in the name of tackling insecurity that he knows that they will never tackle, and they don't have any such in their project. The only project they have is going against their own people, going against the masses, taking the life of innocent, more especially the Biafran people. This is the same man we all had a high hope for. Everybody, oh, we want Donald Trump to win and come. Oh, you want him to win and come. Today you can see his hands are filled up. It is America first. To him, it is America first. And anything that serves the interests of America is where he stands. Are you going to blame him? Of course, no. I won't blame him. The only thing we have to do is to pursue things that also serve our own interests. Anything that can put us on the front line to make people to have a rethink. Anything that is why this legitimization of Biafra is very, very important. Legitimize anything that will make us, anyhow we can be able to make sure that we legitimize Biafra. That is why I use that phrase that declaration is one thing, but the most important thing is holding on to that declaration. That is the most important thing. That is defending it. Defending it is where the thing is. That is where the main cocoa is. Defending it. Because if we defend it, all this nonsense will not come up. It is not going to bother us. And that is why we have to wake up. Let us stop the lies, propaganda, blackmail, unnecessary infighting that doesn't make sense. Why the enemies are emboldening themselves. If you are in this restaurant of Biafra and you see this news, you're not shocked, you're not disturbed. I know you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. If you see this kind of a news and you're not disturbed, you don't know what you're doing. You better go and choose for something else to do. You don't know why you are here and you don't know what you're doing. My brother Greg, you're welcome. Please go ahead and speak to us, bro Greg.
Yeah. Mazi, good afternoon.
You're welcome, my brother.
Yes, I had a sister is there. It's like he's gone. Good afternoon, Biafrans, and well wishers of Biafrans all over the world. Yes, today is a new day, another day again. We thank God for this day, for His mercy and life for our families. We thank God for the life of all the Biafrans and well wishers. And we thank God for our leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister, and all the Biafrans suffering in the dungeon. Thank God for their lives. And we pray for God's mercy upon them, especially those who are being carried and nobody is aware about where they are about. They are aware about the Biafrans that the enemies took away from Biafra land and nobody can give the account of them, if they are alive or if they are dead. We pray that God will continue to expose Nigeria and God will expose the secret of where they kept those people and what happened to them. We pray for the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for God to grant him more health, strength, that he will live to see his suffering in Biafra, to see his what he suffered for and enjoy what he labored for. The same thing we pray to our leader, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister, that God who started the work with him and give him the spirit to pray the prayer that he prayed, that God will use him to end Nigeria, that the same God will keep him alive and accomplish what he promised to do with him. That is our prayer this afternoon through our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, Mazi. Many things are happening that we cannot always control. One thing you must understand, and every Biafran must understand, is this. In every part of the world, there is people that is honest. There is people that are corrupt. In every government, you see the same thing. So, as we had the news of the judge who understood very well what Nigeria and Nigerian government and their politicians is made of, and he gave his pronouncement about the APC and PDP, knowing fully well that these people are terrorists in politics, terrorists in army, terrorists in the government, terrorists in the Senate, in the Senate House, terrorists in government house, every governance, most of them. If there is 36 states in Biafra land, at least from that 36 states, minimum 30 30 to 32 or 33 are terrorist people. Terrorism depends on what they are terrorizing and what they believe on. So, and the same thing is in every part of the world. So, when the Canada pronounced that Nigeria government is terrorist and their political parties are terrorists, this very judge is 100% right, and she or he got the full information. But that is not enough, because he is a judge, he had made the pronouncement. But the people who are in the government, who are the decision makers, the people who are in embassies around the world, the people who are in position for the foreign affairs, majority of them that work with foreign, especially the Africans, majority of them are corrupt, very, very corrupt. So when anytime they have anything to do with the Africans, they know the Africans are 99.5 or 0.8% corrupt. They use that opportunity and they enrich themselves. I'm just telling you the truth. There is no single person that worked in Africa as an European or American that came back from there and become poor. I'm just telling you the truth. None of them that went Africa and came back and he doesn't have, has his minimum, he will have, if you cannot count his houses and properties in Western world. That is the fact. Even some who went there just like ordinary business. Somebody like Julius Berger, let me use Julius Berger. Which estate can you tell me that Julius Berger have in Nigeria? But there is no foreign company in Nigeria that has sucked oil money like Julius Berger. So what property, can you count a pronounced property that owned by Julius Berger? If not those contracts, he will be sucking in Nigeria through his government, and he will be sending the whole money back to Europe. While our own, we steal the money and at the same time bring it down to Europe here. So when we start thinking about what is happening, like we talk about hoping about Trump, I never put my hope that Trump will do anything for Biafra. The only thing that made me to support the Trump administration to come back was, can you say, is for him not to accept the push for Nigeria as they pushed to Finland to arrest Mazi Simon Ekpa. That is the only thing they can do. Because I believe if he were Democrat in that place now, I don't think that person like Dr. Ngozi will be moving around anyhow. That is a fact. So this is only where they might, in a way, relate a little bit. But if any person thinking that the Westerners want you to stand on your own freely, you are lying. That is a fact. So you don't be surprised for them supporting Nigerian government by giving them those millions of armed this thing for them to come down. And the point is this: if they are using this indeed for the terrorists, it would have been a different thing. But they will not use it for terrorists. They will only use it in Biafra land, and the remaining one they kept in North. The ISIS, the Boko Haram will go to the military and pack all of them. They will just walk inside there and take all of the whole military, all the whole army and the whole equipment. So America is indirectly supporting the Boko Haram and the ISIS in Nigeria. They will do it in a way that they are supplying them equipments to fight terrorists, indirectly sponsoring the terrorists. Because Nigerian army is not ready to fight terrorists. They are the terrorists in themselves. There is no way a terrorist will fight a terrorist. They are in the same, fighting for the same cause. So when they send those equipments to them, they will call those their foot soldier, the terrorists, and say the equipments, the military, the arms have arrived. come to the barrack and take them. They will come to the barrack and do one, pack the whole equipment and start using it against the Biafra people and the civilians, against the Christians, terrorizing everybody. And America will turn up and say, we supply Nigeria some equipment to fight terror. It's not true. So one thing you must understand is there is people who are corrupt in every government. In the Biden government, there was corrupt people. In the same thing that is happening in the, what do you call him? Trump government. Somebody was telling me that Trump is marrying, one of the child is married to a Lebanon, a millionaire. And that Lebanon millionaire is living in Nigeria. That married Trump, the daughter or the son married one of the child from this Lebanon person, because he's a very rich and he made his money in Nigeria. How did he make the money? It is through corruption and all those deals they are dealing in Nigeria. So these people can be used to do anything they want to do. It's negotiation and lobbying. So when we talk about lobbying, it depends on who is in position. He can always lobby for them. They can use any person to go and get whatever they want. It's a business. So once they can get their own, it doesn't matter what's happened. That is not they are not interested. So that is what is going on. That is what happened during Biden administration. The Biden administration Biden saw purely what was happening during his regime in Benue, in Enugu, in Soka, and everywhere against the Christians, and he called it a fallacy, that is a scam. So, but this person come out and spoke against it, and they are using their corrupt people in the foreign ministry, like ambassadors and the foreign ministers, to do their deal. Yeah, when they do it, it's the matter of 4 years. They know that this man have 4 years. They have to do something to get some of their own money. There is corrupt people in the government, in Trump's administration and as well in Biden administration. So it depends on whom they are using to negotiate all their deals. So don't be surprised if all this kind of thing is coming up. So that is the point. So what am I trying to say is for Biafrans not to look hoping on any person to come and fight for them. Nobody will fight for us. The little we can do is what will help us to get our freedom. Otherwise, we will remain in slavery. That is where it pains me when the people who supposed to know the level of what they are into, and they're not taking it serious. They will be jumping here and there, looking for whom to blame, jumping here and there, looking for money, jumping here and there, looking for power and position, instead of focusing on what they are supposed to be doing. Any man that focuses in what he's doing will always know the right thing and the right place to be. So all this one, they're dancing here, and the people who are not focused, who have a different interest more than the freedom they are fighting for. That is only thing. So there is no other thing every Biafran must understand is the freedom is our hand. Trump will not come and fight it for us. If we joke with our freedoms, it will be like the Benue Oka overthrow. After when they succeeded in removing Bangladesh, they went and they smoked India hemp. When they have not secured the power, and then the army raised and gather all of them and finish them. So that is what I'm seeing in this Biafra thing that people are doing. They started very well. When everybody started praising them that they're doing good, they relaxed and they used themselves and leave the thing they're supposed to be doing and focus. Instead, they started looking for praises, looking for respect, looking for position, to be the most respected person, where you have not even achieved what you are fighting for, and you are looking for respect. So, and position, it makes no sense. So that is for Biafrans who are still sleeping to wake up. And the worst thing that can happen to us is for us to not to understand the level of what we are fighting for and the danger that we are in. I pray that every Biafran, and especially those in back home, especially those that are defending the land, they will know and realize the kind of mountain they are climbing, understand the kind of risk they are in, understand the pressure and the importance of what they're doing. They will not even have time to come out in the program. All this you see is burning their houses, chasing them up and down, is because they refuse, they refuse to align themselves according to instruction by Mazi Nnamdi and the Mazi Simon Ekpa and the PM. Don't bring yourself in the camera. Don't bring yourself in the media. Focus on what you're doing. Don't contact any civilian. Make sure that you are not in the media. Instead, they disobey. Every time they will come and make a video, every time they will come and make be on the media, and people will be knowing them. Their enemies, their villages, know all of them. Every Igbo man is not hard to if I have your name and know where you're coming from with your picture, it will not take me a day to know the family where you're coming from. So they are the people who are doing all those things against themselves. So that is what we are going through. But I pray they will realize their mistake and they will have focus. Thank you, Mazi, and God bless you.
Bless you too, my brother. Thank you so much for your contributions. I appreciate you. Every Biafran that is watching, this issue has to be an issue of concern. Every one of us has to wake up and begin to do what we are supposed to do. This news is not a good one. It is not a good one. And we should begin to speak about it in all our platforms. For US to agree to sell weapons to Nigeria at this time, at this point in time, it is really disturbing. It is really disturbing. I could remember when one of our brother always come to platform here, our brother Akonye Wetere. When he comes, he will say that Trump might stay all his tenure, go out, and he will never mention anything that has to do with Biafra. And some of us will misunderstand him and feel that he doesn't know what he's saying. But when you look at things that are happening, that's why I say in everything that people say, pay attention, listen, pick up this information, just wait for a while. Don't be too fast. Don't be too rushed to talk against your brother, against your sister, because you have a different view. Just watch some, in a very short while, you begin to see the picture of what your brother is talking about or what your sister is talking about. Just wait for a little while to allow that picture to be very, very clear. And you will now understand. So I can't understand it. This is the time is never expected. It never expected that such kind of a deal will be reached between Nigeria and United States to supply ammunition. Not this time. In a very critical, I can bet you that during the first tenure of Trump, Nigeria is much more better then than now. Things have gotten worse now, gotten worse to the highest level. We have lost more lives. In the northern part of Nigeria, many villages have been wiped away completely. The terrorists have intensified their work. Those things that made him to stop the transaction before in his first tenure, those things are still present and are worse. They have increased. The number of terrorist groups have also increased. So why would that government, the government of Donald Trump, want to sell ammunition to Nigeria? And there is a particular part of that deal that concerns me. There's a very particular part of that deal that is really disturbing. The type of weapon they are looking for. It says the Nigerian government requested for a long list of weapons, according to the statements, including more than 1,000 MK-82 500 IB bombs, a weapon which was mostly recently used by the Israeli military to bomb civilians in Gaza. This very part of this discussion concerns me. They are looking for a weapon that was used against the civilians in Gaza. That's what they're looking for. So where are these civilians they want to attack? Who are these civilians they want to go after? Why are they focused on this particular item? If truly they are going against the terrorists, this is not what to request for. Why would this issue of civilians come in this their request? If you are not paying attention and not worried, you should be worried. Because the only civilians we know that the federal government is out to destroy completely is the Biafran people, the Biafran civilians. We have seen them do it a day and every day. We see them going to our homes, destroying our properties, destroying our businesses. We see them driving people from their villages. We see them driving people completely away from their villages. We saw what happened in Okigwe. They enter into Okigwe just to eliminate any young man they see from 15 years upwards. And now you see this kind of a demand. Demanding for a bomb that was used in Gaza to fight against civilians. It is a thing of concern. And this deal is to be sealed with a state like the United States of America. Look at the title. The US approved. They have already approved. Approved. The US approved the sale of 346 million worth of ammunition. If you are not worried, I am worried. And that is why every one of us should begin to share this very news in your own platform. Share it anywhere you can share it, and also speak up in your platform. Right? If you know, that is why we say wherever you are, continue to expose the atrocities of Nigerian government. Continue, whether they will listen or not. A point in time will come when somebody that have conscience will come into this matter and do something. Just as we had the issue of the court in Canada. You can imagine, at this point in time, that Nigerian government has been designated officially by another country, their Supreme Court, coming to tell you that the major parties in Nigeria are a terrorist organization. And when you hear major parties, it is the government. I don't need you to, I don't have to wait for you to call it a government before I know. Because the people that are ruling that country, that are in charge, is this APC and APC and whatever they call PDP. They are the one in charge of the government. So I don't need to wait for you to call it a terrorist. It is very clear that it is a terrorist country. But why is it that with this just few days after we had this, today we are hearing that this is breaking news, that the United States of America want to send some ammunition? If you are not worried, you got to be worried. We don't have to be silent. We will never keep quiet. It doesn't matter what happened. We will continue to speak and talk. And everybody should add their voice. Add your voice. In that your little platform, even if it is one person or two people watching you, continue to speak, share videos, share information. Continue to expose the atrocities of these people. Why would the United States be having such a deal with a terrorist government? A government that they know very well claim that they are radicalizing terrorists and introducing that terrorists into their military and police to use the same weapon they are sending to them against the masses. Where does it happen? A country that there is no country in this world that we have had that are radicalizing terrorists to put into their military and police. Radicalizing them is not a problem, but introducing them into your police and army, your forces, is a thing that every part of the world should be worried about. No sensible country will have a deal with such kind of people. But we see today interest, and interest. That is the only reason why Donald Trump government will approve such. You don't blame him. He said America first, and he's putting America first. As long as their own economy continue to grow, as long as their influence continue to grow, as long as they continue to have a presence in Nigeria, that's all he wants. Now you realize that only you can save yourself. And until we begin to fight for ourselves, it is going to be really, really difficult. Yeah, welcome, my beloved brother Maxwell. Go ahead and speak to us, bro Max.
Thank you so much. Good morning to you, Mazi Chooks, and my, is it Uncle Greg?
Yeah, Uncle Greg.
Uncle Greg, good morning to you. We are burying our fallen heroes today. Two were buried the other time because of their religion differences, and 8 are being given a state funeral today. It's just like in all the TV stations in Ghana. The president is there, past presidents, are there. It is not an easy thing for us to swallow. Considering the way these people died, they were going there to fight for illegal galamsey. In fact, as at yesterday, we are now considering a shoot to kill. That is what we are advocating, shoot to kill. Because yesterday, people that could not attack the security agents yesterday attacked security agents yesterday in a gun duel, in a gun battle. And few police officers, had injuries. You see, this is what we are going through here, and I believe that the government of the day is capable enough to deal with all these things and deal with it decisively. I salute each and every one of you, Mazin Nambekano, Simon Ekpa, my Prime Minister, all the members of the United States of Biafra, those that are here, those that are in the diaspora, and those in the homeland. I salute each and every one of you, and I say, may God continue to usher in his strength and energy, the power for us to continue until the deed is done, until Biafra is officially and internationally recognized, until the sovereignty of that great nation is established. It is not easy what our people are going through. The foreign nations that claim that they are on the side of the oppressed have now put aside or set aside those moral principles of humanity and replace them into what they can gain, whether you are dying just like they said or not. They don't care. All they care about is those natural resources that you have, that they can get through those corrupt leaders that they indirectly appointed to head these countries. These are not the group of people or nations that are going to help us. Israel also has promised to train their own people, to train the Nigerians. So I don't know whether you've heard about it. Israel, the state of Israel, they are fighting in all fronts. But they are also promising now to make sure they bring the influence of the Israeli army to Nigeria. Look, I am telling you people today, if God is not with us, if they say we are going to go into war against the terrorist government of Nigeria, America will not come to say they will equip Nigeria. They will equip Nigeria.
No, the signs are there. The signs are there. We are seeing the signs.
Yes. Because our people in Igbo land, they said, that footprint never, oh yeah, that thing. You see, when you look at what is happening, I thought that Biden was one of the elements that were, that was set in the White House in order to deal with the indigenous people. Mazi Chooks, let me say this to you. It is not only us that they are going to deal with those, arsenals that they are bringing. The indigenous people that have been eliminated in the north also, that their ancestral lands are taken over from them, are also included. People, the owners of the land. It's like I am losing you. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Good. This war is against the indigenous people. Those that say you cannot take our ancestral land. This is where we are born. This is where our ancestors were, stayed, lived for thousands of years before you came to join us. These are the people that they are fighting. How many times haven't you heard that they are, instead of targeting the missiles or the bombs to the terrorists, they are firing, bombing people that have gathered for their wedding, civilians that are in the markets, and so on and so forth. Haven't you heard the rate at which the officers of the Nigerian army will be there, even after intelligence reports has been given to them? They will look the other way. These people will come with motorcycle and begin to, buy everybody, the indigenous people in the village. Haven't we? These are no new things to us. They are no new things to us. We know the role the Nigerian army and all the security apparatuses under the command of the Nigerian system are doing. We know what they are doing. We know the role that they are playing in all this. I expected our people, the United States of Biafra, that are in America, to begin to write petitions giving to them. I know. I don't need to teach them what they will do. I don't need to teach them. They know what they are supposed to do. But in my own opinion, just like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was writing petition until the time the Lehi principle or Lehi law was invoked against Nigeria, the same thing is supposed to happen right now. Give them the evidences and things that are happening, where they are unleashing, where they are using these weapons and bombs they are buying from them to do, where they are operating them, where they are displaced, where they are throwing them. Show it to them. Their army going into the villages, into the marketplaces and churches in Biafra land, burning and destroying. Show them this evidence. If actually they still have the heart of humanity in them, the White House will speak on it. Because if you keep quiet, they will tell you that you did not inform them. Although their embassies are in Nigeria, they know what is going on. If they don't know what is going on, a country like Canada, how did they know that these people, APC and PDP, are the real terrorist organization in Nigeria? How do they know? They have first-hand information of whatever that is happening in that contraption called Nigeria. But because of their vested interest, the reason why Canada is speaking now is because a notorious criminal, political criminal, cannot get asylum in their own state. That is why you see them coming out now to speak. If that man didn't go there, run away, after all their looting and so on and so forth, all the evil they perpetrated against the Nigerian people, the indigenous people, if he did not run away to go and seek for asylum, do you think that Canada will open their mouth? They want to take him out and give him reasons why we will not admit you into our own country. Why couldn't they accept him? Because that man was going there to go and live with his family. Why couldn't they accept him? If the man didn't go there, would they speak? They will not speak. That is how they work. Once it affects them, they speak. If it does not, they will not speak. And we are not going to listen to any of them. We must continue to do what we're supposed to do, because the freedom of the land of Biafra lies in your hand, in my hands, and in everybody's hands. We can't wait for people, including forget about the saboteurs. Even during when America was fighting, look, I don't want to talk about their Agitation. When other people, I think Finland was also fighting. I heard that there is what they call white and the red Finnish people. They said, is it the white, the red were against the freedom the white group was, fighting for in Finland. And that did not stop Finland from getting their freedom from Sweden. It didn't stop them. Saboteurs will be there. The only thing is that, are we going to be listening to saboteurs? We will not listen to saboteurs. We are grown enough, old enough to take their tantrums, their foolishness, They are in ahead of us. We cannot be turning our backs when we have very vital, assignment ahead of us, turning our back and picking pebbles to throw on every dogs that back at us. We will not. We will not. No matter how they support them. Who was stronger than the Egyptian Pharaoh during the time of Israel? Who was stronger? Which country, according to the history of the world as at that time, in line with the history, the story in the Bible, which country in the world was stronger than Egypt that held the Jews, the Israelis, into captive and so on and so forth? Were they not destroyed? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu told England, if you don't remove your hand in everything that affects the Biafrans, you will pay the price. And today, you see the influence of Islam and Sharia. They are battling it over there. I'll be like, for them, their own Sharia in their own place, in UK. And they are battling it. And that is what they have been encouraging in other places. It will get to them. God has a way of dealing with people that have vested interest in what is hurting his own people. What is required of us, Mazi Chicks, and everyone that is listening to me this morning, is do your part and leave the rest for God. And God is going to do the rest for us. I told you people that we might not be the people that, even if there is war, we might not be the people that will fight the war. Other people will fight the war on our behalf. And we will just go and carry our thing and move away. Carry our kaya and move away from that contraption. I said it before, even in Sister Linda's TV show, when we were gathering there. Continue with what you are doing. Never mind the saboteurs. Your freedom is your priority. Biafra is sacrosanct, and we must take it as such and continue to fight towards it to make sure it is realized. Thank you so much. I drop here.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Max. I appreciate you for that a wonderful submission. And I urge every Biafrans to rise up and understand we have more responsibilities. More especially those of us that are in the United States. We did it before, writing petition to all our representatives in our locality, in our counties, and our communities. If you are watching us from the United States, that time has come again. Continue to send petition against the Nigerian government, more especially the sale of weapons to the Nigerian government that the US government have approved. Furnish them with information, give them video evidence, written evidence, picture evidence, why they should not enter into such deal with the Nigerian government. It's not as if they don't know. Just like my brother Maxwell said, it's not that they don't know. They have embassies in Nigeria, but as you all know, these people have been bought over. The embassies, international, the country's embassies in Nigeria, ambassadors in Nigeria are so corrupt. There is nobody that steps into Nigeria that doesn't get corrupted. None. If you step into Nigeria and you don't get corrupted, the next thing they will do is to change you. And that was what they did to the former ambassador of Finland in Nigeria. The former ambassador of Finland in Nigeria, she stood her ground and said that Mazi Simon, the prime minister, has the right to say what he's saying. He has his right to defend his people, that he has not committed any crime. But when they found that that woman is unbribable, what did they do? They changed her and brought a new person. And when the new person saw the envelope, she grabbed the envelope, and the rest is history. They began to make the plan, making some changes, sending Bianca Ono and the rest of them to Finland to go and make a negotiation, winning contract and all that, and forget about the human rights that has been abused. The right of their citizens has been abused. They forgot about it, and they began to talk about a different thing altogether. So these are what we have seen in the past, and they are resurfacing again. So wherever you are, whatever you do, pay attention. Pay attention to what is happening today. Every one of us, especially those who are living in the United States, Begin to write to your county heads, your representative in your area that you are. United States is much more organized than some other countries we can talk about. So you can reach out to there are channels to reach out to your representative in your area. We have so many of our Biafrans that are citizens over there in the United States that are part of this very journey. Begin to rise to your own government. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter the part you are. This is a responsibility that falls on our shoulders, because this weapon, they are definitely going to use it against us. They are not going to use it against the terrorists. You saw them the way they used the token that was given to them. It was against the Biafrans. You saw what they've been doing. They export all their terrorists into Biafran land, and they will never change. Go ahead, my brother.
Madrid Chicks, you see, the worst thing that will happen to us is if we sit by and watch the United States release those ammunitions, those weapons to them. If you really want to know how devastating some of those bombs are, look at Gaza before and look at Gaza now.
Exactly. And they use that as an example of the kind of people they want.
Good. You see, and Gaza is a highly, densely populated area of about 2-point-something million people in that little area. It is a built-up, city, or let me call it city. It's a built-up place, high-rising, buildings and so on and so forth. In fact, Israel was speaking. In fact, there is a special missile that they were using, a missile that can sink, that can demolish from the ground, a building within buildings. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A building within buildings. It will pinpoint it, well targeted, with high precision, and sink it on the ground. That was how they call it targeted bombing. That's what we call it. And there are some bombs also. I want to tell you today that there are some bombs that will be done, depending on the capacity and the weight of that bomb. If wherever it lands, it can carry, it will have the effect will be felt at 200 to 250 radius away from the point of impact. That is how it is. Nigeria will not care using it even against one person, because that is what they know how to do best. They don't even get their coordinates very well in order to release those bombs to those targeted areas. They send it randomly anyhow. This is the thing. Our people in the United, those of you that are citizens that have right to vote, write petition to your House of Representative members, congressmen, go to them and worry them. Your place is not like our place here, where you have to go and write petition, whatever, request and this and this and that. You can call your senator, you can call your rep member.
Exactly, they can make a call. Those in the United States, they have that right to make a call.
Petition, in favor of your own land. If Lehi law is not invoked again, they are going to release those weapons to them, and you know what they are going to use it for, and those that will bear the brunt of it. This is the only thing I'm going to tell you. And now, I do not know the number of Biafrans that are residing in the United States. Citizens. I know that we have substantial number of our people over there. Why can't you use this opportunity as the government is doing their own too? One of my friends is from Eastern. He's an Eastern man from Edo State. This guy told me that since the declaration that he has never seen any demonstration in the United States. The same thing Rubin said, Michael Rubin said. You have to make your presence known to them by means of protest and petitions. The guy said, if we continue to talk like this, it won't work. He was demanding to speak. That was the guy that I spoke to you about. That was the guy that I spoke to you about. That time he hasn't gotten his papers. I think now he's gotten his papers. He is also telling me that we must go, since we have started this, that he can even join our people to do something to make sure that these people understand the sufferings of our people. He said, if they don't see you lament, cry like someone that is in jail, someone that is still enslaved in under enslavement. He said these people will not hear us. And I reckon with what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. If you don't take your this in there, in fact, they told Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we heard, but you are not doing it well. If what you are fighting is not worth dying for, then nobody will listen to you. But our people are dying. Our people are being killed on daily basis from the those that commands the state that have the security authority and their cohorts, armed Fulani terrorists. Lukarawa, ISIS, ISWAP, Boko Haram, they are one in all. They are one and the same. Their agenda is the same thing. If they finish, they will share the loot of their war, their conquest. They will share it. They have one thing in common, that is their religion. That is one thing they have in common. They love Sharia. Boko Haram want Sharia. Lakurawa want Sharia. ISWAP, ISIS, the other one. They want Sharia state. They want Sharia country. They fight, they have the same ideology, which we don't. And we can never encourage that. Do something. Those of you that are within, around those areas, do something. If you don't do, if you keep quiet, nobody is going to sing for you. Nobody is going to do anything for you. Let them hear that this is what we are going through. And we are standing against this and show them evidences that are bound. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for that very speech you made. And you see, some of us don't know how serious this is. We must begin to share this information to get across. They must not enter into that deal. And that is where we have to focus, not on gossiping, propaganda, blackmail, attacking each other, and talking about unnecessary issues. We need to focus to make sure we did it before. When they stopped the deal, in the first tenure of Donald Trump, petitions were written, people were writing, calling their county heads and all that. People in the United States take up this responsibility. Make sure that this deal does not hold. Make sure that they put this deal on a hold, because if they supply this ammunition, it's going to be against us. Nigeria is a terrorist government. You saw the video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that I played when I started. In that video, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was asking, why is it that Nigerian government never blame ISIS for anything that happens or anything they do? Instead, they were working with ISIS and claimed that ISIS helped them to take away Shekau. You can imagine. A government claiming that a terrorist group helped them to eliminate a terrorist. And you're not worried. And you see, after hearing that voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will not understand until when you begin to combine it with what is happening today. Today, I saw a news. Let me bring a news that was flashed on Sahara Reporters. Let me bring the news. Then you begin to understand these things when we say them. You begin to understand them. Because sometimes you will not understand until you pay attention. First of all, let us go to that speech of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he just made before I started this program. I want us to pay attention on that version of that speech of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, where he asked that question. Why is it that Nigerian government never blame ISIS? They know very well that the ISIS is ISWAP. They know that they are in Nigeria. But instead of blaming them, they will always focus attention on other other people. They will talk about Boko Haram, but the main terrorists, they will never talk about it. Why? Let us go back to that.
They're forced to carry AK-47. So Fulani can carry AK-47.
Let's see. Let's take it back.
The same question goes to Yoruba journalists tonight, those evil people, and who brought insecurity into the East? Who brought the army to start killing innocent young people? Simple question. The same question goes to Yoruba journalists tonight, those evil people, and Fulani Caliphate. Fulani, let me ask you, who brought insecurity into Nigeria? How can I expect you to listen in this UG? The same question I asked the governors who are meeting today. Umahi, Ugwani, Obiano. Nigeria army is now working with ISIS. Now the next question is, what does ISIS stand to gain from Nigerian army? All of you Yoruba journalists, you're there writing junk every blessed day. You cannot reason. You can't reason. Atahiru, Ibrahim Atahiru, he did very well. He eliminated the Shekau with the help of ISIS. Oh, Nigeria army is now working with ISIS. Now the next question is, what does ISIS stand to gain from Nigerian army? All of you Yoruba journalists, you're there writing junk every blessed day. You cannot reason. You can't reason. Anyway, you're black. How can I expect you to reason in this UG? The same question I asked the governors who are meeting today. Umahi, Ugwani, Obiano, Ibazo, and that time it was Rocha, so Abogawasa. Who brought insecurity into the East?
You see, when you hear Mazen Nande kind of speak about this connection between Nigerian government and these terrorists, you will not understand until when you begin to dig deep. Now, I saw a news that the Sahara Reporters place. You see how they confuse their masses. Let me bring up that news for you to see the evil of the zoo. And when we are talking about these people, their atrocities, you will not understand until you pay close attention. Only then you begin to understand. You see the news. Look at the news. It was posted 1 hour ago. It said, how Nigerian government blamed ISWAP for 2022 Ondo church attack, switched to Somalia-based Al-Qaeda in 2025. You see that attack that happened in Ondo State. When they came out, they told us that it was ISWAP. People pointed hand at ISWAP. This ISIS they are talking about, they pointed hand at them. But today, in 2025, they are switching that very narrative. They switch it now. They are telling us that it is Somalia-based Al-Shabaab in 2025. You see how they switch it? And let us now go and see what they explain about that. You see how they switch things. This is a country that the US want to sell ammunition to. He said, when about 40 worshippers were killed, over 100 were injured at St. Francis Catholic Church in Owo, Ondo State. In June 2022, the President Muhammadu Buhari administration said that the atrocity bore the imprint of Islamic State, West Africa, ISIS, from ISWAP. ISIS province, ISWAP. This ISIS and ISWAP, they are the same. Look at it. That was what Buhari said that time. They told us so. They investigated and they said it was us. But now they want to remove that responsibility from them. They are changing it now. 3 years later, the country secret police, Department of State Service, DSS, has taken a sharply different position. In June 2022, following the terrorist attack, then Interior Minister Ralph Aribushola said, we have been able to see the footprint of ISWAP in the horrendous attack on Owo, and we are after them. Our security agencies are in their trial, and we will bring them to justice.
Yeah.
The revelation was made at the end of the security meeting presided over the Buhari at the presidential villa, Abuja. But today, they have changed the narrative. However, DSS on Monday, in a statement said it arraigned 5 men before a federal high court in Abuja, accusing them of being members of Somalia-based jihadist movement, El-Shabaab. The shift from ISWAP to El-Shabaab marks a reversal in the official narrative and raises question about the reliability of intelligence that guided the 2022 pronouncement on Monday. 5 men appeared before a federal high court in Abuja on a 9-count terrorist charge over the Owo massacre. You see how they complicate issues. You see how they always come to when they tell you one thing, the next minute they always want to exonerate the main terrorist group that are committing this atrocity. And that was what Mazin Nandeka was complaining in that very speech he made. He said, why is it that the government never blame ISIS for what they do? And whenever you go out of your way to blame them, they will always use the government narrative to change it. Today, you see DSS saying a different thing, changing the narrative to bring a different thing on board. And these are the people that the US is going to send ammunition to. The defendant pleaded not guilty. Justice Emeka White ordered that they be remanded in DSS custody and granted their lawyers access to them, with trial due to commence on August 19. The change in who is believed to be responsible from ISWAP to Al-Shabaab raises question about how the state investigate attacks. It raises question. You can't trust these people. You can't trust their security. You can't trust anything. Investigation, all of them, everything they are doing is just shrouded in secrecy and lies. They can blackmail anybody. They can paint anybody good. They can change narrative at any given point in time.
See.
Go ahead, my brother.
Sorry to cut in here. I'm so sorry, because this thing here, if I know air them, if I know voice them out there, I know they're happy. See, the system these people use, they will join you. You see, it's a kind of trick. It's a kind of trick that these people do. Look at what the same armed Fulani people did for Afonja in a lorry. What did they do? They came, they supported him, they did all the things. He trusted them, unknown to him, that they were also planning a different thing and how to eliminate him. Because they know fully well that his own people that he brought them to fight will never come to his rescue. Now, look at this scenario. They join hand, they praise them that they eliminated Shakao with the help of, yes, with the help of ISIS. I remember that time. Oh, if you go to Abati, Dr. Abati, that gata journalist that called himself a lawyer that speak from the annals, came and said, yes, that is good. It is a good cooperation. You know, sometimes they can attack themselves, they will fight themselves, they will do this. I think on Arise TV or channels, I think that time it was on channel or so. They spoke and spoke. You go to the other one, will be like a pig, fat pig. What be named, sir? That one in is it a TVC hangout or something like that?
That idiot. What's that?
That buffon, that fat buffon. Go there too and look at what this guy said that time. His analysis on this issue, that they can use them. That was the time they brought the principle of what we call in the military friendly forces, friendly enemy forces.
Frenemies.
Yeah, friendly enemy forces. That was the time they introduced that. They brought it and say, hey, how can you use your own enemy now to fight your own enemy? This enemy is going to come to you. You will have handshake together for what you've done to them. Then they will not come after you. They did it against Afonja. And that is what is happening. For them now to come to retract, look at the weapons. The APC with guns mounted on them that we showed here the other day. Who owns them? Who brought them? Boko Haram might not have the capacity to do it, but ISWAP and ISIS will do it.
Absolutely.
I am telling you today that you see those weapons that you see, that collaboration that you see that time is the reason why they are giving them the leverage to do what they are doing without being checked.
And that is what Mazen Nande kind of asked question there. He said, what do you have to give them in return after they have helped you to remove Shekau? What is the agreement? People are not asking.
That is what you are seeing now. The leverages that they are getting, the aiding and abetting, the kind of privilege that they are getting now to move those weapons. They will tell you the command will come from top. Oh, don't mind them. Let them just close their eyes and let them go about it. My brother, how do you want to tell me that those kind of weapons, those kind of machines drove into those forests without anybody seeing them? Or they mysteriously fell from heaven to those forests where they were parked? They were not driven on the road to those places. These are professional and internationally connected terrorist organization. That is ISIS. That was what I wanted to mention it that day before I said no. But today I have to tell you that that is the footprint of ISIS. For that collaboration, they have given them the leverage to do what they are doing without nobody checking them. They are doing it on check. That is what is going on. Thank you, Maz.
Thank you so much, my brother. So every Biafran have to add their voice that this very supply of weapons must not happen. Because at the day when they give the Nigerian government these weapons, the end of the day, it will end up in the hand of the ISIS, and this is what they will use it to compensate them. And I don't know why the US will shut their ear. Why don't people have conscience? Why is it always about what to gain, what to win, about your interest? You don't even care about other people. The same thing they did in Afghanistan. They left sophisticated weapons in the hand of the Taliban. They left sophisticated weapons in the hand of the Taliban and they ran away. Today you are supplying koro. Not that you are asleep, not that you don't know. You are supplying ammunition to the Nigerian government to hand over to terrorists in Africa. And tomorrow you will come and say you want to fight terrorism. It is so sad. Every Biafran, more especially in the United States, should add their voice and continue to speak. Speak the best way you can. Add your own voice, because this is not the time to keep silent. It is not the time to keep silent. This one said, Anambra Labour Party lawmaker accuses Soludo of deploying talks, non-state security influenced by election. We know that Soludo is working with talks. That one is no longer a story. He has formed all the security outfits he formed, both Ndiakodo, both Udagachi. They are all talks. That's nothing they are not doing.
You see, didn't I say this thing before when their Udo Agagachi was set up? I told you that this man is preparing these people as his own political talks that he is going to use when the need arises. When the need arises, and they are the people. How will you have your state police? You have police there, and you give these people power to torment civilians. I told you the story the other day, 4 days ago or so, when a group of them enter into market that I bought. I used my own money. I rented or I bought. I rented it. I put my things inside. I am doing my devotion inside these touts, these ingrates, marched into those places and, trying to arrest a man that is doing devotion, morning prayer in his shop. That is the level that it has degenerated into. And this man will not count that as security implication to the people of Anambra State, but he will call the IPOB, the 99% of insecurity in Southeast are caused by Igbo people. Who are these your own people? Have you not listened to the Amnesty International, apart from the society, International Society Organization or something like that released? Before that, our sister in Lagos, that veteran, that journalist, that astute journalist, then the recent report that came in now, have they mentioned Mazen Namdekano, IPOB, Simon Ekpa, United States of Biafra, as the causes of insecurity in Southeast? Mazi Chuks, if I am lying, go through it and tell me in all this report if they have mentioned. But this man came out, this man that said that he is learned, came out to the world and announced to the world that we are responsible. The other day in Oka, the one that happened in Oka, the girl was narrating that it was armed Fulani people. Was it Igbos? Was it Igbos?
Oh.
You see, God is going to deal with this. You see, those of them that have devoted their time, their precious time to lie against the people of God, the people of God, no matter how bad and ugly we are, you see, no matter how ugly a monkey is, in Mama like him, God like us the way He created us. He is the one that is going to judge us. He is the one that created us. It doesn't lie in anybody's mouth to judge the children of God. And when you are judging them, be prepared to be judged as well. This man is going to be disgraced. You see, the same way Okoro, what did the Mazen Namdekano call him? Okoro. No, Okoro what? Okoro Abawo Hausa.
Okoro Abawo Hausa.
Mazen Namdekano too, Then that man, he get worse for him off. You see, this man is going to be worse. The disgrace this man is going to get is going to be worse than that of Okoro Abawo Hausa. He will be disgraced big time. And watch and see what is going to happen to this man, because these are the people that look at Obiano. Where is Obiano now? Obiano is no longer in Nigeria. He is under investigation, irrespective of what he did on behalf of the criminal construct called Nigeria. Where is he now? He did there. They behave like Carol White in Texas. Nobody there where they walking dog. The place that was built by the blood of and sweat of other people. That is why after destroying his own place, he now went over there and started residing. How I wish that America will still go and begin to fish these people out and send them back to their country. Those political stalwarts, these people that cause all these things, against our people. Bring them out, just like the way they refused this man asylum and through their
exactly. That's what they are supposed to be doing, not to say we brought to Nigeria. Deport all those political elites that are there taking refuge there. Any politician that's taking refuge in your country.
The reason why all of us are fighting, passing through Texas, passing through Mediterranean to travel to developed countries is because of the actions, because of the criminal, actions of these people. That is the reason why we don't supposed to run away from our green on this side of the world, better than Europe. The only thing in Europe is that things are well managed. You understand? Things are managed. Things, not that there are no corruption. things are managed properly, there is prudent spending of people's resources. And where are the resources coming from? Is it not from Biafra land? Is it not from Africa? Why are we not going to do the same thing? Why do these American people, because they are coming in with big amount of money that is going to be circulating into your own economy, that is the reason why you push them, you allow them to stay there? I would have loved that petitions will go on against these people, because you cannot destroy your own place, create a very unstable environment in your own place, and instead of you to enjoy it, you run away and come to our place. If I were the president or senators over their lawmakers, I would take it up and I'll make sure I push them out, let them get out of those areas. But they will not, because these people have some of them that they have run over there to, that they are using there to spend into their economy. That is just that. Thank you, Mazi Chips.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate it for that very submission. Some of us don't know what is actually going on and how far things has gone bad. And every one of us have to be paying attention. Pay attention. You see this one? This one says Canadian court terrorist tag on APC PDP proves Nnamdi Kanu should be prosecuting Tinubu, not vice versa. Of course, that is what it should be. Our supreme leader Nnamdi Kanu is the one that is supposed to be prosecuting Tinubu and Nigerian government, not the other way around. But because Nigeria is a criminal organization, a terrorist country, they will always do something differently. And this is a report again about one of our brother that has been missing for a long time and nobody cares. And this is what the Biafran people are facing in Nigeria. With all these atrocities happening, still yet, the United States of America has the guts to come out and say they want to sell ammunition to Nigeria. I've not seen my husband since 2021. Imo woman alleged DSS abduction of spouse while she was pregnant. While the wife was pregnant, they abducted the husband. Up to today, the man has not been seen. Where do you see this kind of a thing? It's in a terrorist government. Only terrorists can do such abduction. Disappear somebody without any report. The DSS abducted the man. And up to today, nothing has been heard about him. These are the people that the United States of America are planning to sell ammunition. Who is advising them? Who is advising them? Who? We're asking, who is advising them? Who is advising them? Why are they not paying attention? This is a complaint that a woman is laying about her husband. A serious issue that we look into. But instead of the world to pay attention to the atrocities of the government, the DSS, who are they? Are they not working for the Nigerian government? They're working for the Nigerian government. I've not seen my husband since 2021. Imo woman alleged DSS abduction of spouse while she was pregnant. You can imagine such wickedness. You can imagine what the woman went through. This is the picture of the man. Can you imagine what she went through? In a post shared on X on Friday, Amnesty International revealed the HFU was abducted, revealed that HFU was abducted from his residence in Owerri by a team of security personnel before his pregnant wife, and had since disappeared without any trace or arraignment in any court of law. He has never been arraigned anywhere. He has never been caught up anywhere. For how many years now? You can imagine what that pregnant woman is going through. A country, that is how they have been disappearing Biafrans, and nobody is talking. On what ground is the United States going to stand to continue to have a deal with a country that abduct people, that disappear people? On what ground are you selling weapons to them? The Global Human Rights Organization, Amnesty International, has raised concern about the enforced disappearance of Chief Diebere Look, Echefu, a 47 years old father of 5 from Umugwano, Umuchekekwe in Onimo local government area of Imo State by Nigerian security agents since 2021. This is 5 years. Since 2021. In a post shared on X on Friday, Amnesty International revealed that Echefu was abducted from his residence in Owerri by a team of security personnel before his pregnant wife and has since disappeared without any trace or arraignment in any court of law for the past 5 years. This is what we are facing in the hand of the Nigerian government. This is just one that was reported. There are several people that are not reported about. People have disappeared. At a point in time, the mortuary in Owerri filled up and their government was calling on people to come and take up their corpse. And there was nobody coming forward because how can you go to a place where there is no document, where nobody told them that somebody was brought? All the mortuary in Imo State filled up and they were making an announcement that people should come and take corpse or they go for mass burial in Imo State. Some of you have forgotten, but it happened in a country that is supposed to be to guide people and secure people.
The Supreme Court, what the Nigerian government with the Supreme Court of Nigeria did to Imo State, the scar will never be erased. Even if you graft that particular place. For those of you that study the grafting, the medicine aspect of grafting the skin, no matter how you graft it, that scar will never be erased. It will still be there. The number of Biafrans from Imo that has disappeared and never to reappear, it's huge. The reason why we are talking about this one now, because it is on the news. The wife has come out and reported to the Amnesty International, Owerri branch also. What of those people that have nobody to report? Exactly. Or their families are afraid to go near? Because sometimes, remember, I am alleging, if you go in there, they will also implicate you. You know that this Nigerian army, the security agencies, they just, trump up charges against you, things that you know and things that you do not know. They will level it against you, use it to hold you in perpetuity. You know that. That is what they are doing. And when the families of these people that they have kidnapped are not forthcoming, do you know what the next thing they will do? They will harvest their organs. They will harvest their organs because no one is coming for them. They will harvest their organs. That is exactly what is going on. That is what these people are doing. They will harvest their organs. I say, you see, if we do not do what we're supposed to do, by the time we realize, you will see different people that we have nothing in common in our land. I'm telling you, if we continue to do what we are doing and the way we are doing it, the way we are dividing ourselves, my brothers and sisters, I am sorry to say this, but I will say, may God forbid, we will wake up and see strange faces on our land with weapons. Who do you have the weapon to challenge them in your village? People that are being aided and supported by the central government. Where you don't have, they have. How do they get their ammunition that they are using? Have you seen how difficult it is for an ordinary person in that country to acquire automatic rifle for defense? No, they won't give you. But how do these terrorists get it? They are flying it, trailing it as if they are trailing walking sticks. and they move around it, even in this heart of Imo State, without nobody confronting them. That is what less than 6 point something percent population of the Fulani people, 12 million, of which 6 are in the forest, 6 million in the forest, and 6 million in the town. They managed to control the rest of 200 and something million people, if at all that number is something to go, to go with. How? Exactly what they planted hope to do with it. That is how they conquer you. And you have a government that is aiding and abetting them. Unlike my own country, that would not take such nonsense from those irresponsible fellows. People that have nothing to contribute than to litter your environment with cow dungs. They don't even have or know the modern ways of, keeping livestock. They don't know that crude, that archaic system is what they are using. And they use that in pretense to kill you and take over your lands. That was the reason why the imposter that was there was, going to revive old cattle roots. And unknown to that idiot, that Adeyemi Thompson, in 1969, abolished cattle roots or grazing roots in southern part of Nigeria. 1969, Adeyemi Thompson. They have not set it aside. But this imposter that was there, that they claim that they died just recently, after Mazen Nnamdi Kanu warned them, be careful. I told you that this man is dead. You people say no. Wait, don't be surprised that after 2 years they will come back and tell you, oh, he's dead, oh, he's dead. Oh. And that is exactly what played by recently. And you want me not to call Mazen Nnamdi Kanu the prophet of my time? He is the prophet of my time, and his prophecies will outlive each and every one of us. Till Christ will come, all the things Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said will be revisited and said to our people. He prophesied to about it. I just hope that our people will understand the predicament and the situation that we are in, and know the right thing to do, and do it before it is too late. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. So, according to the organization, he was allegedly abducted for being a member of Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, a group campaigning for the restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra in southeastern Nigeria. The group, which interviewed the wife, a 41-year-old school teacher, who is witness to the abduction that took place around 3 a.m. on that fateful day, noted that Echefu, like hundreds of others, has not been seen since then. My husband, Chidebere, Luke Echefu, was abducted from our residence in Owerri on November 7, 2021 at about 3 a.m. Amnesty International quoted the woman to have recounted. About 6 men in uniform broke our flat door and entered our house. When my husband came out, the first thing they asked him is, "Where is your phone?" Lamenting the continued disappearance of her husband, she added, "My children were all panicking, so I left our room and went to their room to calm them down. They got the phone and started interrogating him. I said to them, 'Sir, you have not even identified yourself. Who are you? Why are you in our house?' They handcuffed him and whisked him away. We went to all police stations in Owerri to search for him. They said he was not in their custody. We also went to the DSS office at Owerri, but they denied having him in their custody. She, however, noted that it was only on January 2nd, 2022, that she received a call from a lawyer who told her that he saw her husband at the DSS headquarters in Abuja. When we went there, the DSS denied having him in their custody. Nobody saw him. Nobody knew him. His whereabouts, she said. I was 4 months pregnant when he was abducted. The child is a year and 4 months old now. But my husband has not seen the child, and they have not allowed any member of the family to have access to him. Amnesty International, in the recent report titled A Decade of Impunity, Attack and Unlawful Killing in Southeast Nigeria, reveals a series of human rights violations and abuses committed by various state and non-state actors in the Southeast between January 2021 and December 2024. With all this report in the public, tell me in God's name, why would the United States of America sell ammunition to a country that is supporting terrorism against innocent civilians? Why? This is not just the only one. This is just one out of many. There are other ones. This is just one out of many. There are so many other people whom their case has not yet come to limelight. And whenever we get to those cases, we will continue to bring them to the public to see. But I am asking, why would any country that cares about humanity sell ammunition to a country that supports terrorism, promotes terrorism, terrorize its own citizens? Why? My fellow Biafran, it is time for us to wake up and do the needful. More especially those who are residing in the United States. Add your own voice. Use your platform. Write a letter. Write petition. Make a call to those who are in charge. Your representative in the United States. Tell them that that weapon sale to Nigeria must be put on hold. It must not happen because they are going to use that to sponsor terrorism. They sponsor ISWAP. They sponsor ISIS. They sponsor them in different ways. We have seen several occasions where these terrorist organizations have taken over military camps, cut away with all their weapons, and they never react. They never fight back. We've seen it once, twice, thrice. Why would they allow the scenario that happened in Afghanistan to happen again before their own very eyes under Donald Trump? It is sad when we see that very transaction about to happen. We must continue to speak, and we will not allow it to happen. I appreciate everyone that have been with us on this program. We are going to be ending the program. We have spent almost 3 hours on this program, and we will continue later in the day. Later in the evening, we will come back again to continue on this program. And if you have your time, please try as much as possible to join us. We must continue to speak up. Continue this campaign. Share this program in your platform. Share to family and friends. Write, tweet by your own self. This very transaction must not happen. The United States must not get involved in this evil deal that they want to enter with Nigeria. Not now. Every one of us must rise up, add our voice, and put it to a stop. My beloved brother Maxwell, please give us your closing remark as we round up the program.
Thank you so much, Mazi Chicks, and thank God that we have come to the end of this program, this session right now. So the only thing I will tell my people is that the two hands that is on our body, we can choose or decide the one that we are going to use to place over our heads. Nobody is going to force you to do anything. Nobody is going to tell you to do something, and there is nobody that is coming there to help you. Only you yourself will do your own thing yourself. Be prepared to see the blood coming out on your own head alone. Do not expect any other person to see the blood. You alone must see the blood coming from your own head. And find cotton wool and iodine solutions to cover it and clean it and make it safe so that it will not be contaminated. Please, my people, we have to do something. We will not rely if our political elites and the billionaires in Biafra land are not ready to support us. Is it the foreigners or those that of different races will come to our rescue? No, they will not. They will not. The responsibility of the establishment and making it known to the world, the state of Biafra lies in our hands. And we must do everything as long as this God, Chukwukabiama, is with us. Everything, no stone must be unturned. We must make sure that we do what is right in the eyes of. You are not doing it for yourself, because we only have a temporary exit. It's just a temporary exit on this earth. I am 50 now. I do not know how old you are. I am praying to reach maybe like 30 more or 40 more. But if it didn't come, and God says, "Awembunu, you are coming home today," who am I to say no? You are doing it for your own dignity. The dignity of, look, let me tell you, the dignity of your own daughters. Let me say the females that are going to be affected and marry out by force by these elements. Their dignity will be taken away from them, if not for anything. Fight to protect that dignity and the dignity of the land of Biafra, the land that held your ancestors, and they held it to the time we were born. And it is our responsibility now to hold it also, defend it against all odds and all enemies around, within and outside, and hence a safe environment and a safe nation called Biafra to our generations unborn. Thank you so much. And as you do this, I say, may God Almighty never allow us to fail. As you do this, may God reward you. As you do this, may God open the heavens and the blessings that cometh from God to fall on each and every one of us.
See?
Thank you so much. I remain your Okene Awembunu from the little beautiful city of Bolgatanga in Upper East Region, Ghana. Thank you so much for having me. I love you.
Thank you so much, my brother Max. I appreciate you for your support on the program today. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide you, protect you, secure you, give you more strength to continue to join us and give that support. We really appreciate your contribution on this journey. You have really been given a lot, and we are praying that Chukwu Okike will continue to strengthen you also. So I pray that Chukwu Okike will guide and protect every one of us as Biafrans, more especially people that are watching from Biafra land. I pray that Chukwu Okike will guide and protect every one of you. No weapon formed or fashioned against you shall prosper. Every evil plan against us will never stand. If you are watching us from Biafra land, I pray that no accidental discharge will get you. The terrorists will never see you. The kidnappers will never see you. Chukwu Okike will protect you. I pray for every Biafran across the world, wherever you are. I pray that Chukwu Okike will guide you, protect you, secure you, give you wisdom and understanding, and also give you that which is your heart desire. I pray for our leaders that Chukwu Okike should give them that understanding. I pray that Chukwu Okike will give them that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to lead us until we get to our destination. I pray for more wisdom for the Deputy Prime Minister. I pray for Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko for protection, for strength, for healing. I pray that Chukwu Okike will continue to protect Mazi Simon Ekpa wherever he is. I pray that every trap that is set for him would never stand. I pray for our spring leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I pray for divine revelations. I pray for divine strength. I pray for healing. I pray that Chukwu Okike, who made it possible for us to be here, will continue to guide and protect him and grant our leaders freedom as soon as possible. They will join us and we will put our hands together and move this mountain. I appreciate everyone that have joined me up to this time. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafrans shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our leaders shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of this program. See you later in the day, and remember, bless. Share this program if you have not done so. Remember our backup channel, Biafra Exodus Hard Talk TV. Go and subscribe there because sometimes we host program there. Make sure you follow that platform also. Remember, bless, and see you in the evening when we go for evening section. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.
This is not wicked word. This is not confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I'm really telling you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go. Wherever they go, opposite Udi, but the lucky hand the side, along Gusukudu Road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver waiting they happen. Driver waiting they happen. Driver tell the pali boy, see no day for talk. See nothing for that. If better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. Driver waiting. Driver waiting. This is not wicked word. This is not confusion word.